A Leaving Cert question to do with tree diagrams and sample spaces is 2012, paper 2, question 1. So the question says, Peter and Eve go to a large school. One morning they arrive early. While they're waiting, they decide to guess whether the next 3 students come to the door will be a boy or a girl. Write out the sample space showing all the possible outcomes. So in terms of doing this, the tree diagram is the easiest. So you imagine them at the door. The first person to come along could be a boy or a girl. Second person to come along could be a boy or a girl. And the third is a boy or a girl. So you just write out your tree diagram with the 3 choice options. And then for your sample space, you just write down how you got to the end of the tree. So how you got to the leaf. So your sample space would be BBB for the first, BBG for the second, BGB for the third, and BGG for the fourth. And then the lower half of your tree, you had G, BB, UG, BG, GGB, and GGG. So again, count your leaves. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You should have 8 outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's the easiest way to write out the sample space rather than guessing what you could see. Because sometimes you'll be writing them out and you'll miss one. And in an exam under stressful circumstances, it's very easy not to be able to see the obvious. Okay, part 2. It says, Peter says the outcomes are equally likely and Eve says they're not. So what would you need to know about the number of students in the school to decide which of them correct? The answer would be is you need to know the probability, the ratio between the boys and girls. So you need to know, are there actually boys and girls both at the school? And if so, are there equal quantities? And that's all you write down here. Part C, it says, if the outcomes are equally likely, what's the probability that 3 students will be 2 girls followed by a boy? So you look at your sample space and you're looking for 2 girls, so GG followed by a boy. So that's what you're looking for. So when you look down, you're looking for GG followed by a boy. So we only find that once. So your probability of that happening is equal to 1 over 8. Okay, that's from counting your sample space. If you had still got your tree here, you would have gone, we had a chance for getting a boy or a girl the first time, a chance for getting a boy or a girl the second, and half a chance for getting a boy or a girl the third. So you would multiply them out because they are and you also would have got 1 over 8. But that is with the probability being equally likely. Then, part D, Neve guesses that there'll be at least 1 girl among the next 3 students. Peter guesses that the next 3 students will either be 3 boys or 2 boys and a girl. Who's more likely to be correct? So if we go with Peter, Peter is saying that we either have 3 boys, so he's saying boy, 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 or 2 boys and a girl. So 2 boys and 1 G. So when you look at the sample space at the top, 2 boys and 1 girl, you have it here, and you have it here, and you have it here. So your 2 boys and 1 girl, the probability of that happening is 3 over 8. Your probability of getting 3 boys is 1 over 8. You were doing this or this, so that means you're adding them. So Peter's probabilities add up to 4 over 8. Okay? Neve guesses at least 1 girl. So, in terms of at least 1 girl, that means she is not picking 3 boys, but any other option can go. So again, if you look at your sample space at the top, you want at least 1 girl. So this one is excluded, but this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one are included. So Neve, her choice of getting at least one girl, would be equal to 7/8. So you're asked to assume outcomes were all equal. Who was more likely to be correct? So in terms of probabilities, we've got 4/8 versus 7/8. 7/8 is bigger, so Neve is more likely to be correct.